Let's do a silver mining stock scan, plus I'm taking your chart requests today. Use the time codes below if you're watching this on the replay, but if you're watching it live, yeah, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning Stackers. I do that every time with me, Joe Main, going out live on YouTube and on X right now. A couple of quick shout outs will go to there, and then we'll get through the stuff of the day. Of course, chart requests go preference to the super chats, so can you help me out there? Please also help me out by heading over to x.com/it's Joe Main. I go live on there. Just need to do this fancy little thing that I do every single time. Follow me over here. I've got some hot takes other than just precious metals related, of course, other stuff that I'm investing in as well. And that one right there, hopefully, we're getting lovely, wonderful and trending over here too. And now we say hello to the GMS family, and what we do is a synchronized slurp. Grab a tasty beverage. I've got my tasty beverage. We slurp them synchronously together wherever you are in the world. Do it audibly. It's the slurp heard around the world. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. We had to go a little bit deeper then. I am Joe Main. I have been a stacker of precious metals since 2010, stacker of crypto and all other investable stuff. More recently into the stocks and that kind of stuff, more like, say, 6 months to a year. More like that. Feeling a little bit under the weather. If anyone's noticing, I'm just bringing like massive attention to it. I've got a cold sore. I've had basically never get those. Need a bit more sleep. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's do a couple of quick shout outs here. Anyone watching? Well, there usually is. Hey, I'm not even going to guess this one. To hear home comfort, I'm going to say some kind of Eastern European-ish kind of thing. You can tell me in the comments, please. Also, I've got a whole bunch of things here. Would you like to enjoy my Silver Investor Club community? Well, do that from as little as $5 per month. It's my private Silver Investor Club. There's silver giveaways, exclusive silver specials, and much, much more. Head over there, click the link, and then head over there and you'll get a little bit of a taste of what it's about. If you'd like to book an investing strategy session with me, non-financial advice, but that could be to do with your portfolio. That could be to do with stacking precious metals in particular. I worked for 3 major gold and silver bullion dealers here in Australia over a span of about 12 years. Spoken to thousands of customers in my time. So if you're just getting into precious metals for the first time, have a chat with someone who has done it for a very long time and can give you some great advice in terms of what to buy, the types, the brands, the sizes, all that stuff. Great for newbies or, again, portfolio help, something like that. If you want to learn how to be a better investor, send me an email, joe.main@masteringthemarkets.com. masteringthemarkets.com. I'm doing the year-long comprehensive course. I highly recommend, and I now work for the company as well. You've got to get yourself educated in how to invest. Again, you want to learn to be a mechanic, you go to mechanic school. Okay, want to learn to be an investor, go to investor school for a small amount of money for a lifetime of knowledge. Okay. So why wouldn't you? I don't understand why you wouldn't. Okay, I don't understand why I never did. Then I did, and I'm so glad that I did. Anyway, there's that. What else do you need to know? Oh, it's Estonian. Okay, I was kind of getting around their thing. Morning, AU Zeke Geek. Thanks for calling the other day as well. You are welcome, my friend. Good. Hi, Joe. Can we look at Halliburton? Yes, we can. That can be one of the ones. Again, chart requests will go, preferences will go to super chats, but I'm sure we'll get to that. No problem. AU Geek. Let's do a quick silver price analysis to start with. Here is spot silver on the daily time frame price in USD, $71.30. Cool. We broke out, and now we hopefully, and I say hopefully, that is if you want the price to continue. If you want the price to bottom here, you want this to hold. Short answer, isn't that pretty simple? You don't need a degree in something to know that. You want the support to hold. Great, fantastic that we're through. So again, we've been talking. You little shit. We've been talking about the fact that since here buying. Am I on the right internet connection? Yes, I am. Good. And then, so all the buyers were here, and then they did not step in here. We had that move down. Now that we're back through, we just have to keep it as support. That's it. Hold as support. You want the buyers to step in again. that says that the psychology of it is saying, everyone's thinking, this is a bargain. Now I'm buying back here again. All right, we're done with the dip, guys. Fantastic. And then onwards and upwards. So that's all you need to see. That, okay? This, and start doing higher highs and higher lows. And then you're looking much better to say that this is a bottom. We talked about yesterday in a standalone video how the ultimate setup for silver, if you want to see higher prices only from here and you don't want to see any lower than here, is that, and you can just watch the video, but is that, why is my internet connection so damn slow? What's going on here? That's really crap. Don't know why. Is that you need to see a 5-wave structure play out. Okay, this is to do with Elliott wave. It's an impulse move. You want to see a motive wave. You'll see an impulse move, and then you want to see a corrective, and then you want to see it turning around. So the basic thing of the video from yesterday is 1, 2, I don't know if we're going to, but 3, 4, 5, then a correction, okay, coming down to this general area here. Then the best risk to reward is getting in off the smaller change of market structure here, because that says that's a completed proper impulse 5-wave move with a proper ABC correction, and then we're heading onwards and upwards. That's pretty much guaranteed that you're not going to see lower than here after that. Cool. I'd be much more confident to say that we're not going to tick through, okay, and do something like this. That's all still very possible at this moment, but complete that first 5-wave move. And my point with all of that was that's a better risk to reward entry here. So waiting for higher prices when this structure plays out is a better risk to reward versus buying on the break just here, because you don't know. This here could just be a little flash in the pan, and then we just continue onwards. You don't know. And your stop loss, if you get in here and your stop loss is down here, that's a huge gap, right? You either are making a very large loss, or you can't put in much to make sure that you're only losing, say, on average, like 1% of your total portfolio. But if you have a really small spread there, your loss is smaller, or you can put in a lot more for a lot more reward later on down the track. Get it? Got it? Good. Hope that all made sense. But where we're sitting right now, yeah, good to see it at support. It needs to hold. That's it. So 71.72 needs to hold, and that's pretty much all you need to know with the general silver price for the moment. But at this stage, lower prices are possible. Okay, and I say when I say possible, anything's possible, really. But I mean, it's still quite doable that you could get lower prices from here. Okay, got to see that 5-wave move moving through, and basically that hold is good. We are going to. I'll do some quick. Let's do gold and a couple of other things. Then I'm going to get to the silver mining scan of the day. Again, if you're watching on the replay, just use the time codes below. Is the easiest thing to do. Let's go to the watch list. Let's see what's gold. Let's see what gold has done. I'm just going to check something here. Why is you can't see what I'm doing here? No, I don't want that. No, I don't want that. I don't just understand why my internet is so damn slow today. Oh, well, it is what it is. Let's go to gold. Give me 1 second. Why is this happening to me today? Okay, there must be something going on. Okay, I'm just all completely locked up here, it feels like. What is going on? I don't know. There we go. Is that working for me now? No, so I'm just completely locked up. All right, let's just have a little bit of a chat amongst ourselves for some reason. Let me see if this is even... Am I going out? Am I going live? Yeah, I'm live, no problem. 1 second, my people. I'm just completely locked out of things. Let me just check some comments here. While we're here, let's just check some comments. Morning, Joe, says Justin Gibbon. Justin Gibson. Great to see you, friend. Let's say Jason Rosana is here as well. Good. We need... to chart EV sales to ICE engine sales. What's the ratio? Thank you. Internal combustion engine sales. What's the ratio? I went and bought a new electric vehicle this week, and they were selling 20 to 25 per day at each dealer for obvious reasons. Yeah, even I was like, should I just look at getting an EV, or should I look at getting a gas powered vehicle? I've been looking on used, carsales.com.au, not a plug, and checking gas car sales. And gas for you Americans watching, gas means natural gas, like actual gas, not petroleum. And they're few and far between at the moment, I must say, actually. Chart for 1211. I don't know what that means. Morning, Joe. I hope you're well. If you can scan USL, that is going to be part of it. Yes, absolutely. Give me one moment. Okay, this is absolutely locking on me. So give me a second. I'm just going to reload this. Okay, I don't know what's going on here, people. This is locking up on me and I can't even open stuff. So give me a moment. I'm going to come back here and we're going to go back to me. Okay, this is great, isn't it? Really use the time codes below because this is absolutely killing me. Give me 1 second. I'm going to have to do this. Let's see. This, is that the one? Force quit. Yeah, I'm going to force quit Google Chrome. Luckily, yeah, force quit Google Chrome. And we're going to get back into Google Chrome in just a second. So give me one moment. And let's see if now this works. Is it going to work for me? Cool. Restore the pages? Yes, restore the pages. That'd be lovely. Perfect. Let's go with that. And let's go with that. What is it about this that's not liking me? Is it this one? Is it this one? No idea. We'll go back now and we're all fine. Great. Let me go back to there. Cool. All right. So now we can go back to here and check it again. There we go. Let's go back. Let's go to gold. Again, we'll get to the silver miner stock scan thing. I'm sorry. You just use the time codes below. Gold. Okay. Nice little move. Great. Fantastic. What do we need to know? We all went down to about $4,000. Yeah, look, it's just having a bit of a move higher, and that's it. Just for the moment, there's nothing yet bullish again about this at all because we're just, markets go up and markets go down. Gee, what do you know? On the linear scale, we found exact resistance at the bottom end of the zag zone. Okay, now. You preferably, if you want number to continue to go up, you don't want to see resistance at the bottom end. That's actually very strong. That's actually not very strong. That's very strong. That's strong resistance. You don't want strong resistance, okay? You don't want this to just come to the bottom of the zone and then start, falling out and doing that kind of thing. Not great. Okay, you at least want it to come into here, have a bit of a rejection, of which you will. It's why it's called the expected resistance range. You have to expect a resistance, but preferably not at strong resistance. Neutral or weak resistance, that's good. Coming up into here is fine, and then sort of bouncing off there, that's great. If you do something like that for gold, oh yeah, that's looking really good, really, really good for potential continued higher prices, like much better than bouncing off here. Not great. So nothing's determined though at this stage. It's just nothing's set in stone, obviously. But my point is, what was my point? That you don't want to see that. Okay, get into this area first. Get into the battle zone, then get out of the battle on the upside, and that's perfect. Okay, that would be a really good sign to jump back into gold or to buy more if you're just looking to buy at the right prices. Yeah. A clear and hold through about $4,900 is good. Otherwise, we can still be heading down from here. Cool. That's gold. I'll just leave it for gold and silver for the moment. Won't worry about platinum. And I'll get to the stock scan. Let's do that. Cool. Let me start here. I'll go back to here. Actually, I'll go to here. Cool. Here we go. Let's do a silver mining stock scan. You've hit the time code and now we are here. First, we're just going to start off with SIL. This is the Global X Silver Miners ETF. So there is no point at all, looking at individual stocks of mining stocks, silver mining stocks, if the larger basket of silver mining stock index isn't if you're not looking at that. Okay, so first you need to see that's in a new bull market, and then you can go into individuals. Now, on the SIL, we can't say just yet that we're in a let me start that again. You're in a bull market over the weekly time frame, but we just don't know yet if this if this consolidation is over. Okay, so higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Brilliant. It's pretty 5 wave-ish, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's your accumulation, as we talk about, your public participation, and your I'd say mini excess phase. Okay, we talk about this a lot. And then after 3 main phases, after 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you get a contracted or a consolidation period. Okay, we're in that at the moment. And I know that we're in that because I'm going to see some bearish divergence between the 3rd and the 5th, between the top of the public participation and the excess phase. There you've got that. See the bearish divergence there? The volume's still good. So this is the thing. The volume's still good with it. It's not tanking, which is good. Okay, so you're in a multi-year new bull market for sure. Okay, and this is just a little blip along the way. I think you can reliably call this, that's your new one. Okay, that's the larger one. Then we're getting a wave 2 kind of pullback. Could it go a little bit lower? Yes. Then we get your big 3, your big 4, your big 5, going out to, again, your sort of 2030, 2032 area. So silver miners in general have a hell of a long way to go. It's just you're in the first kind of wave, up and then wave down. Okay, so that's your 1, 2. I don't think that's the 1, 2 there, 3, 4, 5. I don't believe that to be the case. I think that's like a 1, 2, 1, 2, but I could be wrong on that. Maybe it's the 1, 2, 3, and then you've got the 4, then the 5. But the thing is, you've still got that move into 2030, 2032. So regardless, we're going much, much higher. It's just the question is, okay, from here, are we bouncing? So let's pop into the daily. And you have come down to a key area. And why have I got that there? Don't know. Let's see, and why have I got that there? I have no freaking idea. So on the daily time frame, you've come to touch the top end of the zag zone. So that's good. Great to start. Okay, we've had some kind of move down into this zone here. Could this be it? Fantastic. Might we just bounce off here and then onwards and upwards? Like I showed you in that inverse before with the gold price, from a high and a low, or say from a low and a high, this is strong support. So you want to see, preferably, bouncing off here. You've got previous resistance. Looks like it's becoming support. We just cannot say yet that we are changing market structure to bullish and then onwards and upwards from here. Reason, the one thing you could say about it, though, is quite possible that you have hidden bullish divergence. So see that there? That's a higher low. And then you've got a lower low on the relative strength. The next potential hidden bullish divergence right there. The fact that we're at the top end of that zone. All we need to see is a change of market structure, which is come up, make a higher low, and then make a higher high. And that would be your confidence point right in there. You do something like that kind of pattern, whether it happens really quickly like that, but on the daily time frame, comes up, then a few more days down, and then like that, that is your entry point. Or at least to say, okay, onwards and upwards from here is looking much more likely. Cool. Yeah, that would be really good. So that's what I'm looking for on the silver miners global index. Let's take a look at some individual miners now that might be potential bargains at this stage. I'm going to use Craig Dixon's list here. So this is, you can't see this on the right hand side, but this says Craig Dixon silver list. Who is Craig Dixon? Well, Craig Dixon is this gentleman right here. Craig, he's a specialist educator over at Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. As you know, I'm doing their year-long comprehensive course, and also I now work for the company. Send me an email, and which I showed you before, and I'll tell you all about the courses. But Craig runs the Fun 101 course, Fundamentals 101. Now, fundamentals is not to do with technical analysis, even though it sounds like it is. Fundamentals is learning about how to pick a company based on its fundamentals. It's mining stock reports, it's yearly earnings reports. So it's all about reading and analyzing reports and the health of an individual company from a fundamental perspective rather than its price, its technical analysis. So nothing to do with technical analysis, all to do with the fundamentals. And Craig is an absolute master expert at this. Okay, an experienced educator and mentor who developed a holistic approach to fundamental analysis to empower everyday investors and traders through accessible education. And so, for example, he does this course right here, Fundamental Analysis Foundations, a 10-week course, 2 live sessions per week. They're recorded, MTM, all that stuff. You can talk to me about it, right? Gain essential tools and knowledge for investing and trading in the financial markets with this comprehensive course on fundamental analysis, suitable for beginners and experienced investors trading to seek to improve their strategies, refine, blah, 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 and taking good, right? And it goes through here what you learn and all that kind of stuff, right? Great. So check that out. Strategy development, company reality, announcement competency, holistic understanding, confluence, strategy development, as I said, advanced sector knowledge, foundational mastery. It's great. My point with all this being, and this wasn't meant to be a long plug for Mastering the Markets or the course, although you can talk to me about it. The point was he had a silver list that he did in one of his private sessions. He had a list of silver miners that he liked. I may have added a couple to them, but let's go through them. These are mainly Australian, but we'll also talk about an American one. Let's start with AG, though, of course. So AG, First Majestic Silver Corp, one of, if not the largest silver miner in the entire world. You can't talk about silver miners without talking about AG, okay? So this is the one listed on the New York Stock Exchange. So it's kind of tracking very similar because it's such a large market cap. It tracks very similar, and it's such a large portion of the SIL. Then it's going to track very similar to the SIL. So basically the same thing. You had the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You would have had the bearish divergence from the 3rd to the 5th, which you did. Cool, perfect. It was suggesting that a top was forming, or a mid short-term top was forming, and now we've got that. Now, I would say that similar with SIL, it doesn't look like we've probably had enough of a dip yet because we've had one move. You tend to get a B wave, this is an A, B, C. Now the C wave can come down and have a double bottom there. It can come down a little bit further as well. So I don't think we're yet done with silver miners. I don't think they're quite done yet. And AG, I'm expecting probably, some kind of move up, a B wave, and then at least a move back down to here. If it bounces off here and does that, beautiful. Again, that change of market structure. Or if it comes down and then does that, brilliant. Okay, again, change of market structure, really good after an ABC correction, after a 5-wave move, right? Perfect, right? So that would be one to highly consider getting into, of course. Less risk because it's a larger market cap, therefore less reward, but you've got to balance it out. So this is the type of one that you would put a larger percentage of your portfolio into because it moves more slowly. Cool. But we'll take a look at some more individual ones now. We'll go to the Australian Stock Exchange, and here are a few that many of you have been in and either out of or are still in, or out of and looking to get back in. So here is ARD. These are in no particular order of preference of which ones I like, but I'll give some shout outs of ones I do. ARD I have been in before. This is Argent Minerals, listed on the Australian Stock Exchange. It's still, there's nothing wrong with it from a fundamental perspective as far as I'm aware. From a technical perspective, you've just found kind of rough support at that trend line. Okay, good. Where does that sit here? Again, more risk to it, so you would more reward but more risk, so you wouldn't put as much in, of course. And we've touched. Oh, there you go. If I show on the weekly, you've come down to the 0.618, so that's good. It feels like it's kind of bottoming here. So maybe I'm wrong with this whole B wave C thing coming down. I could be wrong, but you're finding support so far at the bottom end of the Zag zone right there. Something to note is that you can come down as far as the 786 here. Where are we? 786. And that's actually completely normal for a wave 1 kind of wave 2 larger move. You can go and get really deep in a wave 2 move on that kind of thing there. But I like the fact that we're there. You could say on the daily with ARD, and don't forget, not all mining stocks will move in the same way at the same time. Some might lead the pack. Okay, it does look pretty bottomy, I have to say. I'm not going to tell you it is, but look at that higher high. That's a lower high, so that was the corrective move that was obviously coming. And then, yeah, it looks like a pretty good ABC kind of move there. Yeah, one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. So an ABC is a 5-3-5 wave. It's a 5-3-5 move. So you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe we have another little dip down, because I think we need to have a final fifth wave down, possibly down into like a double bottom right there, but maybe a little bit lower to come and match this kind of thing here. So watch out for ARD. You may be getting a one last move down before that's completed. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could be wrong on that, but watch out for that. Around about your, let's say, at the bottom end here, that's at your 2 to 2.2 cent kind of mark. So watch out for that. And of course, it's still bearish while it's making lower highs and lower lows. So you need to see it do something like that, or come down into here, do that, and then, hey, that's a really good spot to get in for ARD. Cool? That's ARD. Here is SVL, very popular amongst Australian silver mining stocks. Just everyone seems to like it. And it's one of these ones that even Craig Dixon, who I told you about before, he said he doesn't love it from a fundamental perspective. Like, it's not terrible, but it's not like, oh my God, what a great company. It's just a silver mining company. But he has noted that for some reason, when silver tends to go and silver miners tend to go, people love SVL. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the name of it. Just, it's called Silver Mines Limited. Oh, I'm looking for a silver mining stock. Silver Mines Limited. Like, you don't have to think. Argent Minerals, what does that do? Unico, blah blah blah. IVR, like West Coast something. Like, it just says Silver Mines. So maybe that's like the real, and I don't mean to be rude about it, but maybe that's just the real dumb money going, I want to buy silver mining stocks. Oh, this is called Silver Mines Limited. I'll buy that. It tends to do well. Okay, so just keep this in the back of your mind, and very clearly, I'll show you on the logarithmic. It's right here. What you could be doing, what a really good entry would have been, and I think I've said this before, a great entry would have been, because we know where silver's going in the longer term, would have been on the break of market structure right about, it's kind of here-ish, right there at about that 10 cent mark. Because what you've done with SVL, and this is on the logarithmic scale, what you've done, you've come up, you've had 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. You've had that, you've had a consolidation. Then that move from there to there came down perfectly into the zone. Okay, so that's the zag zone. Very quite perfectly into there. And now it bounced through. Great. Now you're through previous resistance here. That's good. So if you had have gone down into the smaller term time frame on the daily, the 4 hour maybe, you would have seen this move around about there where it started breaking through. That would have been the first great entry to get in. There might be another good entry here. Okay, around about this general area now. What you would need to see on the daily time frame, once again, change of market structure. We're making lower highs, right? If it does that, you're like, oh, okay, well, no, we're just, okay, lower high, lower low. So if it cracks through there, you're like, okay, we're definitely getting lower, possibly into, a zag zone. But if it does the following, prints the lower high, but then a higher low, and then that, then you're looking all right. You could take a little risk there, okay, get it on that, through here, and then put your stop loss below right there. So that's a tighter stop loss, not bad. If you want to be really certain, like pretty darn certain though, let me get rid of all this for you. Yeah, it's just been really slow on me today. I don't know why. It just hates me. Okay, screw you. Let's see. You would, on the monthly time frame, you'd be really wanting to see a break and hold through there. And that's at about 37 Australian cents. Because what is this? All of this looks like massive accumulation under a major range. So it's in a major range here. If you start getting out hold a support, and then get like a little mini change through there, that's really good. Okay, then you can say onwards and upwards we go. You could even, if you wanted to, take a little gamble on the break. You would want to see a close on the weekly time frame at least, not some kind of this is so slow today. Not some kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Go away. It's really annoying me. Not a break and then a little wick down. Okay, you need to see that kind of thing. You don't want a wick down. You want a lovely candle close, I'd say, on the monthly or the weekly, preferably the monthly. The longer the time frame, the better, but you don't want to like wait an entire month for it to do it. So maybe on the weekly, and then you could be really confident. And then you could say, even for a small term trade, because look at this on the logarithmic, where's the next major area of support that might become resistance? Well, it's right here. And where does that sit? Oh, gee, at the top end of the major zag zone. Oh, isn't that funny how it works? All right in there. So even from here, if you bought on the breakout here, confirming like again a daily close, weekly close, okay, that's like 190% from here. That's pretty darn good. That's like from 37 cents to like $1.10. Not bad trade, okay? And then you could more so be confident that, you might get a bit of a dip in here, but that's very likely, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, you're probably going higher as silver goes up over the longer term and as silver miners massively outperform silver itself, which it will continue to do over time. So Silver Mines Limited could be really one to watch out for. I'm at least watching it for a shorter term profit-taking scenario there, and then I'll see what it does around about this area, and I might, hold it for the longer term as well. That's SVL. Here's another one that Craig Dixon likes. This is ASL. I think it's Andean Silver Limited. Yeah, Andean Silver Limited. It's a little bit stretched, okay? And we'll show it to you on the linear scale. Little bit more overstretched and hasn't had as much of a dip as the others. That could be showing its strength. Okay, it looks like you're going through some kind of sort of flattish kind of correction right there. Nothing saying it would be good to go until you're over right there. See how that fits in perfectly. Look at that. Right there, that resistance needs to be broken through, and that's at the top end of the zag zone, and that's sitting at $2.20 Australian cents. Cool. So get through $2.20, hold through there, and then you could be more confident to say that it's onwards and upwards from here. I would suggest that if you are, what are we looking here? Yeah, you're already in the zone, so it's not bad. Yeah, you've already come down into that zone, so that's tested it once. So preferably, it'll probably skate around for a bit. Because it looks like you're in the wave 4 move of General Silver, where it's just long and boring, poker stick, do something. This could just range for ages and just really, pee you off. Just like, come on, dudes, just like hurry up and, right? Could do that for a while. So is there an opportunity cost there? So could you have your capital in other things that are in clear uptrends now? So ASL from a technical perspective, not yet until it clears and holds around about that $2.20. Here is Investigator Silver Limited. This is IVR. I've obviously written here previously Craig Dixon on his list, but not as good as others. He likes BML more. We'll get to that in a second, but this is IVR. Clearly had a retest, had a breakout and a retest of support. We didn't hold here, but that doesn't necessarily mean too much. What you have had is the downtrend line. This is on the linear scale, and you've had a beautiful move, beautiful retest. Okay, that's good. Let's see on the Fibonacci. Underneath at the moment, so we need to crack back into this zone here, and we need to get out of that zone. That's kind of all you need to mainly know. Get back into this zone here, and again, do that change of market structure thing, and then we're okay. Cool. Because you can easily just tick over, and this thing could just keep going down. So you have no idea at this stage. Have to see a bullish change of market structure to start making higher lows and higher highs, or higher highs, higher lows. Cool. So watch it though, because you're at key support right there, that downtrend line for sure. So it could be bottoming, but no major signs just yet. USL, this is one of the favorites, and this is one of the ones that was a chart request just before. This is USL, Unico Silver Limited. I've been in this previously. I'm not in it currently. Its market cap it's a smaller one. It's about nearly $400 billion market cap. It's one of the ones, though, that when, again, silver goes through its run and silver miners have a run, it runs really quite well. Okay, so you can see here it did post a new all-time high. That was, I think, was that the five? Yeah, it was the 5-wave move. So it has completed the first 5-wave move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bearish divergence from the 3rd to the 5th. That was indicating something was going on. It was actually indicating from all the way back here. The price was going up, but the momentum was getting lost. So, market goes up and market goes down. But when you get that kind of divergence from the 3rd to the 5th, that's when you know that you're getting kind of toppy. And again, sentiment at the time was, really huge. Now we've had what looks like potentially to be its turnaround. So USL could be one of the ones that's leading the charge here. The reason being, you look at this 3-wave move here. That's your C, could potentially be done. So you've had the ABC move. Where did it come down to? Let's show you on the daily. So Unico Silver Limited, I would really be watching quite hard. We're in the zone. Cool. So from that low, that high, we're in the zag zone. Cool. And we're in the meat of it as well. Also did some trend-based Fibonacci. So from this high, this low, and the B wave move there, which it looks like it most definitely is. Then you've got an extension. Okay. And it tends to like the one extension right there. So it's hit it almost perfectly. This could be really bottoming here. Okay, doesn't mean it's going to rocket to the moon from here, but it could be the bottom of the move. Okay, you just need to see, once again, higher low, higher high. Start doing things like that, getting through that zone around about, through like there. Then you could say, okay, no problem, I'll take a small position and then see where we go from there. That could very well be the bottom there. We just need to see the change of market structure. That's pretty much it. So USL is one that looks like a full pattern has played out. And then could be onwards and upwards from here. When I say onwards and upwards, again, it could be just snaking around for ages. Okay, could be doing this and then, and then, right, just really, again, shaking you out through time over a longer period, 6 months, a year, or even longer, while silver is in that wave 4 pullback. So just be aware of that. But yeah, could be the bottom right here at that 55 cents. Looking quite good. So I would keep that on your list as a really good potential. Here is BML. This is Boab Metals. I've liked it previously. I've been in it previously, and I'm currently not in it. I'm currently not in any silver mining stocks at the moment because I'm in energy at the moment. But we've talked about that before. I love my silver. I hold my physical silver and still hold it all. But I'm just waiting for the turnaround. Okay. This is BML, Boab Metals. Similar thing. Like, we could talk about everything down here and finding the perfect entry. If you just want to be really certain, or much more certain, you've got to get through here, and that's at around about 75 cents. That's really it. If you wanted to really hawk it, you'd be like, okay, well, what's this thing doing here? Have we found a bottom here? Well, let's have a quick little check. From where would we take that from? Let me have a quick look here. Yep, bearish divergence from there to there, 3rd to the 5th. Yep, cool. So it looks like we did 1, 2-ish, 3, 4, 5. So I'll take it from here. Let's call it there. And we've hit the 0.5 Fibonacci. Okay, so you're in that zone. Good to see. Finding support so far. Can we say on the daily time frame that this is a full move just yet? I don't know. Don't know about that. That looks like you could say, no, I don't think so. That looks like might be a full A. Maybe we get a B and then some kind of C, maybe down into here. So I wouldn't say yet BML is done. On the daily time frame, again, I just want to see that, and then that, and then that. Get out of that, particularly right there. Start getting out of that zone on a change of market structure. Then I'll say, okay, looks like we could be done. But I don't know if that If that's the A wave, that's that, and then we've got a little bit to go. Okay, so BML unsure on the shorter term. You don't want to be in this until you're at least breaking really that 75-cent mark. And again, breaking and holding and closing on, say, preferably a weekly time frame, weekly or monthly. WCE, West Coast Silver, very, very popular. It had a massive run. So this might be completing its move. This is a small market cap. Yeah, this is small, guys. All right, this is $50 million market cap. Okay, so just bear that in mind. Again, what do you notice? Higher high, lower high. Okay, momentum, lower volume as well. So two signals on there, two blinkers on. Okay, so we're saying, okay, we made a high. Oh, guys, we're going to the moon, guys. Well, this was just a bit of a dip. We're going to the moon. You got to watch what the indicators are doing. What's the volume doing as well? Okay, if that's printing a lower high while that's printing a higher high, it says that momentum is getting lost. Cool. So that would have predicted on the weekly and the daily time frame that we're going to see some lower prices, and on the daily, you would have seen when you had a change of market structure through, that would have been here, right there. That's when you would have gotten out on the daily. You've been watching for the daily. You had the bearish divergence from the 3rd to the 5th, and then you were changing market structure. You went like this. You went lower high, higher low, lower high, lower low. That was your get out right there for WCE. And now what is it doing? It's doing a 1. That's an A, B, possibly a C wave move down. So we could be at the bottom for WCE. And then if we take it from this low and this high, where does it sit at? We're in the zone. Pretty good. So I would say watch out for WCE as possibly, again, one of the ones that might be leading the pack with the continued silver mining run into like 2030, etc. Cool. Once again, similarly, you need to see it come up, come down, form a higher low, and then do that. It's all about the change of market structure. So do something like that, and you're good. Right? So watch out for sort of 18.5 cents. But it's less about the price and more about what it does, because you could come up to here and then form a lower low. Well, then you're screwed. Okay, so it's all about the change of market structure. Need to form higher lows, higher highs in order to be confident. Just a few more. This is MKR, Manuka Resources. And there's one I want to show you, which is I don't think it's a silver miner, but something I want to tell you about. So stick around. Similar thing. It's a very small market cap. So again, you take a very small risk with these for a potential larger reward. Similar thing. It's down to major support here. You're within the zone, so that's good. Yeah, similar thing, right? A, B, C. That could be it. Same thing. Got to see the change of market structure, and then you can be more confident that is the bottom. So that is MKR. BHM. I want you to take a look at this. This is Broken Hill Mines Limited. I like this. I don't mind it. Okay, I like it from a technical structure. It is a smaller market cap again. If you have a small account, right? If you're starting with $10,000 or more than that, even more than that, you want to grow your account. So you can't just park. If you have $10,000 portfolio and you want it to go pretty quickly, you're kind of forced to get into smaller market caps. You just got to understand there is more reward, but a little bit more risk. Okay, you can't just park it in, say, AG. Majestic Silver Mines, that one, because it moves so slow. You can't just park it in BHP because it will just, to double your money would take a very long time. That's why you got to take a little bit more risk. That's why I'm showing you these as well. I like Broken Hill Mines Limited from a technical perspective. I'm not talking about it from a fundamental perspective, but this was on Craig Dixon's list, I believe. I like the fact that it's come back. Look at this, right back to the support zone. Look at this as well. Okay, bearish divergence, so it looks like it's played out there. Okay, higher high, lower high. The volume's actually still been really good, I must say. And then since then, you've had what looks like a potential full ABC move. Okay, A, B, C, perfect. Right back down into here. Let me just see if that lined up with anything in particular. If I go from here to here to here, did that line up with anything? There you go, lines up with that one extension that we talked about before. So around about there, I like this. Now, could you get back into here? Sure. Okay. Could lower happen? Yes. But if you get, again, that change of market structure on, I would even say the 4-hour time frame would be pretty good. If you go down to the 1 hour, and you could say you're looking for it on a, technically we did change market structure on the 1 hour time frame. So you could have even have gotten in around about there, because see what we did was we made a higher low, then a higher high. Technically, you could possibly be in that right now. You could take a trade. It's just you would have to put your stop loss under here. I really want to see what it does here though. If we do this, then actually that would be a really good level for me, and I will take a trade if it breaks that 73-cent level. I'm just watching it a little bit closer on the 4-hour time frame. So the 4-hour, that's probably, if that pivots there, then you do that higher low, and then that's a change of market structure on the 4-hour. I'd be more confident than you're getting through this previous high as well right there. So around about, 73, 74, 75 cents for me, watching the change of market structure. I will be taking a trade on that. And then I'll put a little stop loss there. So like there, if you get down to there, stop loss there, risk to reward would be really good, okay, for example. And I would be holding this for the longer term. So I don't really even need to do kind of your long position kind of stuff here. But if you did that, put that somewhere under there, your risk to reward ratio needs to be 3-to-1 or greater. That's pretty darn easy to even make that. So you'd be looking at, where am I looking? From that high and that low. That's not even into, that's not even into the out of the zag zone. So you could easily make a nice little trade up into here, and that's like over a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio as well. So for a short-term trade, that would be not bad. Okay, but for a long-term investing, I would be really looking to get into there on that break, change of market structure, and holding it for the longer term. Not a lot of money, but just a small portion, okay? Because again, these can do really, really well over the longer term. Oh, here we go. This is what Craig said about it. He said the chart reset. Let me get rid of all this. Nope. Let me get rid of that, and let me get rid of, I don't need this all again. I'll remove it all. Nope. I wanted all that. Excuse me 1 second. Excuse me. Thank you. I'll get to some more of your chart requests as well. Chart reset from July. So this chart had a reset. I don't know why exactly from fundamentally, but it looks like maybe the company was bought out by someone. Don't know, but ignore. What you have to do is you ignore all of this. So don't look left. Okay, except for this little support here. I like that. Okay, but there's a chart reset. Not sure why, but I like that you've got the support there. Craig D said silver, zinc, and lead. It's producing. Here's the problem with it. It still needs to do a capital raise, he believes. And it's going to take, from the time I did this, so this may have been a couple of months ago, about 4 to 6 months for a key report to come out. So that will kind of say whether this company from a fundamental perspective has, a lot of life in it. But it is producing silver. Okay, it looks like it is. So I would really be watching that little 4-hour thing. And then, I've got such a tight stop loss that if it does break below and if the company report comes up, imagine it just the next, few months, there's speculation. Oh, what's BHM going to do? Is it going to, right? I bought the low end down here. Let's say it comes up to here and it's a terrible report, right? And then it starts having a sell-off. Well, I get out earlier. I wait for the report date. I see what it does on the report date. I read the report. I get Craig Dixon's opinion on it as well. And then he says, time to get out. It's like, okay, well, I've still made a profit. Cool. Or even if it gets, my stop loss is taken out, well, it's a small loss. It's, 1% of my portfolio. It doesn't matter. That's proper risk to reward management. BHM, really like it. Like it from a technical perspective. RCM is one that I've been in before, but I am not in currently. Hurry up, you son of a bee. Come on, mate. This is Rapid Critical Minerals. Very small market cap. Again, these are all the ones that you want to be in if you want to make like big gains over time, but you just put small amounts in. From a technical perspective at the moment, we're not there. Okay, so there are better ones. Again, BMN, USL. There's a couple of others I mentioned that I like the look of more. We are under support at the moment. So that's really all you need to know. Don't know why I had that there. You could be bottoming here, but I don't like the fact that we're underneath that support. So you've got to clear through there. So yeah, not a lot to say with this one. You just need to, like all the others, you need to have a change of market structure, but you've got to get out of this zone here. So you could get into there and then fall out. Yeah, no. But if you do something like this, that's go time, right? That's real good go time. That would be, right, getting through some kind of like imaginary decline line right there. See that? So if you're through a trend line up here, bounce off, do that, get in, right? Previous buyers are becoming buyers again up in here. You're not resisting, right? Look at all that. Right through that kind of general zone here. You get up through there, you'd be looking really good. So could be, but not yet. So that's rapid critical minerals. Just keep an eye on it. Second, last one, unless there's specific silver miner chart requests, this is Advanced Metals Limited, AVM. You have a potential double bottom. Again, really small market cap. We're talking, I don't even know what that is. What is that? Market cap, yeah, we're talking pretty mini, okay? This is like 40 million. Harder to chart these things. I'll just say similar thing. Got to start, doing that kind of thing. Until then, no. Here's one I want to mention, which is I'm going to give you it's a Craig Dixon. It's one that he really loves at the moment. I'm not going to go into the details as to why he loves it. And I'm not going to say it's guaranteed or anything like that, but he's really talking a lot about this one at the moment. And this is not financial advice, but take a look at something called Varascan Mines. Now, this is a really, really high risk play. Okay. I'd say not too high risk. It's a very small market cap, right? That's actually quite a high risk play. It's a $7.5 million market cap. This is nano cap territory, okay? But he's been talking about it a bit, okay? This isn't something that you can really chart properly. It's in the minerals space. It's not a silver miner, but I just wanted to mention it now in case, later on down the track it does well and I can say, haha, see, I told you about it, guys. So at least you're now informed about it and you can make your own decision on it. Varascan Mines, let me tell you what it is. Varascan Mines Limited is a natural resources company which engages in the business of exploring economic metal and mineral deposits. Okay, operates under Australia and Spain geographical segments, founded in 1987 and is headquartered in Perth. Okay, so from 1987, although this chart probably won't go, well, actually, the chart does go all the way back. Look at that. Have a look at this on the monthly time frame. Actually goes all the way back to 1992. Okay, as you can see, for a good period of time, it's been in a massive downtrend. Cool. On the monthly time frame, from a technical perspective, let's have a look. You can see on the monthly time frame, from here, and again, we're talking a long time. This goes back to February 2020. But what do we notice from just a technical perspective? Let me get rid of that and get rid of that. What you notice on the longer term, lower low, higher low. Then what do you notice on the slightly shorter term? Lower low or double bottom, higher low. So it looks like at this stage, just from pure technicals and not talking about the health of the company and what might be coming down the track, even though Craig Dixon really, really likes this one from that fundamental perspective, from a technical perspective, it looks like it might be finding its bottom potentially around here. Have a look at the volume as well. The volume has really held up nicely. If I show you here, look how, as the price has been going down, right, that's a pretty steep decline. Look at that from there to there. Look at that. It's almost just kind of ranging. So rather than having a steep decline, right, like full on like that kind of steepness. It's not doing that. So the volume is holding up. That means as the price has been going down, there's been a lot of buy volume, a lot of buy pressure. Cool. You can also see that the volume is leading the price. The volume is leading the charge now. What do you notice? Whenever you see divergence, okay, in volume and the price in the upward direction, that's pretty good. So, for example, look at this, lower low, higher low. So it's saying again, as the price was just kind of going down and ranging a bit, actual buy pressure has been going up. And just recently, look at that. So that buy pressure is starting. Does that mean, and I don't know, does it mean that, people who are looking at it, much more closely and keeping a real keen eye on that company, its CEO, and sort of, going and visiting the sites? This is what Craig Dixon actually does. He goes out and visits these sites. Like, he goes to all the conferences and all that. He is like he's social man. Okay, he's talking to all of them. He's getting an idea of these things from a very fundamental perspective. He really likes it. The volume's good. Could this be saying that here the real early smart money is getting into this? It could be. I have, just so you know, I have personally taken a small position in this for the potential. Okay, and it's only a potential, and I'm willing to lose the money on this. So I haven't bet any more than I'm willing to lose. If I lose it, I do. I bought in at around about this 7 cent kind of area here. The low point has been 0.007, so not 7 cents, seventh of a cent. Okay, price. So you could lose your money. Let me be very clear. You could really lose all your money. So only put in more than you're willing to lose, or you could lose half of your money. So for example, if you bought here at 7 cents, you could lose more than half of the money. Okay, so only put a really small amount in if you were going to. You could buy at 7 cents. Your stop loss would be below the 0.004. You'd actually have to put it at 0.003. It's actually it's more than half of your money gone. How much are you willing to lose? Are you willing to lose $500? Then you'd only put in around about $900 to $1,000 or whatever that is. I'm in, and I'm betting. Really, not from I like it from a technical perspective. Again, this is suggesting a bottoming out. I'm really liking that Craig likes it. I'm not putting the pressure on Craig. I'm just saying it's looking nice, and you might have a really lovely move later on down the track, particularly when mining stocks do really well. Pretty bottoming it out kind of area, and it can do well, very well over time. These are the type of ones at a $7.5 million market cap. It's the type that can do your 10x, your 20x, your 50, your 100x, okay, at these very cheap prices. So keep that in mind. VAR. That was all my silver miners and a non-silver miner right there. Let's see, do some quick, man, we've gone a little bit long, but let's do some other chart requests and read some comments as well. I don't have as many people watching today. You know why? Because I didn't put the word silver price in the title. All those people who are missing out on a bunch of alpha. Good morning, all, says Aaron Parker. Oh, 1211 is the ticker for BYD. Oh, for the EV. Right, 1211. Yeah, sure. Let's do a quick 1211. Great. So what would I be looking at? 1211. Okay, let's do that. That's a weird thing. All right, we're doing BYD, which is the electric vehicle manufacturer. So here is BYD. Cool. So BYD, I'm guessing, Lance, is the one that you bought. You said you just bought an EV. Was it a BYD? I'm going to assume it is. Here's BYD on the whatever exchange. It's in the Hong Kong exchange, so it's priced in Hong Kong dollars. I would suggest, I'm going to say potential top here. Only potential or at least a bit of a consolidation for a bit. The reason why is because of this higher high, lower high. The volume is still good though. That's the one thing kind of saving it. This could potentially be what's known as the liquidity grab up in the top here, right? So this gets everyone faked out, right? So you come up here, it just faffs around here. Oh, look, we finally broke it, guys. And that's the liquidity grab, which fakes people out, grabs people's stop losses up in here. And then, so I'll tell you right now, if you fail to break out of here, right in about there, if you fail to break out of there and you start coming back into here, you're like, oh, hang on a second. If you particularly, maybe you could do that, change of market structure through, great, that's fine. But if you do this and that, bad news bears. You can say, okay, no, that was a fake out, and then you're talking about some lower prices coming. So just be aware of that. You've got some bearish divergence. I would also say that the volume has been matching. So I wouldn't say it's coming down on sort of lowering sell pressure. It's kind of been matching it as well. So yeah, got to clear and hold that 111 Hong Kong dollars. And while it's above there, great. While it's below there, not great. Flips like that. Clear and hold there, good. Below there, yep. No, this could be a liquidity grab. So that's that. And if you would, what was the one you'd be looking at? What's one of the main, what was it be, Ford? Ford Motor Company. Okay, so let's do 1, 2, this might not be a good one to do. Let's do 1211 versus Ford. So this is electric vehicles versus your traditional petrol vehicles thing. Let's see. What's the ratio looking like? This is kind of just a proxy for electric vehicle sales versus normal vehicle sales. So this is a ratio. Okay, so you can see since about January of 2022, electrical vehicle sales as a general proxy has been doing well. Bit of a dip recently. That could be, there's your key area right here. So if you're trying to, if you're choosing like, I don't know, do I buy an electrical vehicle car company or a more traditional vehicle car company? At the moment, BYD has been outperforming it, but now it's back under key support right there. You could say that this is that, and maybe we found some support within the zag zone. You could say that, but then it's not until we get back through there that you could say, yeah, electrical vehicles, right? And then, well, what I really should be doing, TSLA. Actually, what I want to do, what is it? 1211 versus, if you want to get into electrical vehicle companies, then you really want to balance, you really want to show the ratio between BYD and Tesla. So let's do that. BYD and Tesla. Its ratio when it decides it's want to work for me. Okay, so as you can see, so this is BYD versus Tesla, massively underperforming, but you could be bottoming out. Okay, you've got a couple of blinkers on to say that BYD might be outperforming. Tesla coming soon, lower low, higher low. The volume still isn't really doing all that great because that's kind of in confluence, or actually a bit of sell pressure in there. So it wouldn't be until you changed market structure. Again, would you consider BYD being a better investment than Tesla? Okay, I'm hawking myself some Tesla like no one's tomorrow. I'll be balls deep in Tesla one point later on down the track after silver miners and all the other commodities are doing really well. But yeah, you start doing that. Again, the change of market structure, really simple. Start doing that through there. Cool. Yeah, would be better to be in. You could say that it would now be outperforming, but until then, no. So that's that. You didn't ask for it, but you got it. I'm just looking for any quick chart requests. The internet is crap. Yeah, something's going on really weird today with that. Hi, Joe says, Fish Cake Buddy. I'm in Fresl. Fresnillo PLC Silver. Fres.L. Okay, quickly before I gotta go. Fres.L. Why did I do that? What is that? Fres.L. Okay. Let's just do Fres. Yeah, I don't know what the L, Fresl, on that particular, on the UK exchange, of course. So you're on that one right there. Ooh, okay. Here is Fresnillo, PLC. Yowza. Cool. What is it? Non-energy minerals. Don't know what it does. Holding company which is engages in it's the production of gold and silver. Okay, cool. And it is this is one of the big ones. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know this. I don't know everything about everything. Okay, and this is on the logarithmic, so let's pop it to the linear. Geez, she's pretty overbought. Probably, yeah. Okay, so you're playing out that kind of thing going on. Yep, so we're just in a pullback. Cool, so where have we pulled back to? Take your Fibonacci, go from here to here, and you've hit the zone. Cool. You've hit that zone. Isn't it amazing how this shit works? Just amazing, isn't it? And I tend to find a lot that a wave 3 kind of move tends to come down into this zone in here. So you're already in the zone, and then you can it kind of helps you to predict tops as well. So you've bounced off here. Great. Can't tell you any way, shape, or form that we're done, because what this could be is at a bounce. That's your A, that's your B-ish, and then you get a C down into here over a good number of weeks. Could be. Otherwise, what you want to see on the weekly time frame or the daily time frame, once again, is a change of market structure. That higher low, higher high, then you'd be good. Okay? Get through that kind of general area here. So like up in there. Got to form the higher low though, because you can just come up here, resistance, and then that's, continuing on into that zone. I would watch out at a great bottom. We all love a great bottom. At around about 2,000, whatever that is in your particular GBX. 2,000 GBX is the lowest I would look at it going before you get worried. So down into here, no problem. Anywhere into this zone from 2,900 GBX to 2,000 GBX, whatever GBX stands for, that, and then maybe a bounce off here and do that. Yeah, great. But yeah, I don't think the correction is over just yet for Fresnillo. Evening, Joe. G'day, Jack. Have still been watching but not live. Hope you're well. Great. As a new investor, watching silver, trying to nail the bottom, even though I know dollar cost averaging is wise. Did you do this when you started? I dollar cost averaged, yes, and I still I'm not buying silver at the moment, but yes, I did dollar cost average into silver at the time, back in good old 2010. Yes, is that a double bottom? We all know who loves a double bottom. Jason Ashworth does. If time permits, can we look at MLX tin? Sure. I just love you guys too much. MLX. I think no more chart requests because I've really got to get going here. MLX is tin. Metals X Limited. Oh, yeah. Okay. Wow. Oh, okay. Cool. All right. Well, you've broken through. I'm not logarithmic. Adjusted for there's no dividends to pay out, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so you're through a major area. Well, that's good. Major area broken. Cool. Good. Breakout. Retest. Currently hovering above it. That's good. What is this? You might potentially have some more to go. I don't know. What is this? Higher high, lower high? Yeah, lower high on the relative strength index. Volume is a lot of sell pressure going on, so it's not like it's kind of flattening out. So yeah, just be careful. You could get a little fake out here and down into the zag zone. So just watch out for that. So I wouldn't say out of the woods yet. You've got to watch out for in here. So watch out for that. You actually had a pretty close test, but watch out for that kind of thing where it rolls over and ticks into here. Previous resistance might become support. You can get anywhere down into here at that 75-cent level mark, and that's pretty par for course. Again, from a major low and a major high, come into the expected support range. Does previous resistance become support? You did do it back here though. So I'd be wondering, I'd actually probably be more favoring here. Right there. Yeah, so watch out for that kind of thing, maybe at its lowest. Once again, you need to see it do that, and then, the change of market structure out. And it has to stay out of this zone, but that's great. finally through there. Fantastic. That's good. As long as you remain above there and stay above there, yeah, great. Fantastic. Onwards and upwards over the longer term. So tin, like it. While below here, no go. While above here, go. What software are you using for the charts? It's called tradingview.com. It's free to use. There's some limited stuff, unless you want to pay for the subscription, which I do. There's more indicators, more charts, more alerts, and all that kind of stuff, but it is free. Hi, chap. Good. I thought they say Tesla is a technology company. It's EV technology. It's a whole bunch of different things, but they do EVs. Zbeck, I don't have time for. Sorry. Rolling with Toshi. Not today, my friend. I do have to get going. Yes, and Gerald just arrived as I'm just leaving. Ladies and gentlemen, you have watched Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main. I've talked about the different things. Buy from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. Send me an email to joe.main@masteringthemarkets, masteringthemarkets.com to find out more about their comprehensive courses or their 10-week course as well, which I think everyone should do if you just want to be a better investor. Okay, it's really cheap for what you get for a lifetime of knowledge. Finally, we will do a synchronized slap and we'll get out of here. I've got my stuff to do for today, including working for Mastering the Market, speaking to all my prospective students. Hey, you've watched.
Good morning, Stack. Oh yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, Stack. It's podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do the
synchronized slurp.
Go.
Now we're on the move.
Thanks for your work, people. I appreciate it through the technical difficulties and everything. Stay safe, stay informed. Keep stacking whatever you're stacking, and I'll see you soon. Have a great day.